In today's video, we're going to take a look at managing and setting up new accounts or domains in WebCP. As always, from the webcp.io website, we're going to follow the link to the domain to the demo server. The login is admin@demoserver.co.za with the password of let me in. You'll see that we've already got one domain in here. So let's have a look at some of the domain names that are available for us to play with. Let's take PHP WebHost. Initially, if we load PHP WebHost up, you'll see that there's no site. What that means is that although the DNS resolves to the server, this server does not know about it, and so it goes to a landing page that just tells you that there's no domain. We're going to now add this account to the WebCP server. Doing so is very simple. Simply click on the Add New Domain button. Give the domain name, the package that you want to use, as well as who the domain owner is, and click on Add Domain. If you now look, PHP WebHost is in our list. Let's go back here and refresh this page. There we go. You'll see it now says New Home of PHP WebHost. That means that this site has been loaded and you can now edit your files. For instance, if we go to the File Manager and click on File Editor and then select the PHP WebHost account, we'll be able to edit the content here. Save it, and if we now refresh our page, now you'll see that our content has been updated. So we know the domain is working. Close all of those tabs. Now I want to show you a few of the options around domain names and what they mean. The first one here is this redirect option. If you click on it, you'll see the options are no redirect, redirect to www, or redirect to naked domain. What does that mean? Well, let's have a look. It initially starts with no redirect. So if I go to phpwebhost.coza, it works. How about if I go to www.php.co.za? Yep, sure enough, that works. So both the non-www or the naked domain as well as the www work. If we now go ahead and switch this to, let's say, redirect to www, click on the arrow and wait for the confirmation, we'll now see, because we're redirecting to www, that this version will still work, and that's fine. But the naked domain version will be redirected to www. If we now go ahead and switch it back to redirect to naked, if we now refresh our page, you'll see that they're redirected to the naked domain. Another thing that you should be aware of, under the domains menu is SSL. You can use a commercial SSL, but we use free SSLs by Let's Encrypt. To do that, click on the free SSL link, and you'll see that this server at the moment is not using any SSL certificates. So click on Add New Free SSL, and then select the domain to add the SSL to, in this case phpwebhost.co.za. It takes a few seconds for the SSL to be done. Click back on the free SSL link, and now you'll see in the list PHP WebHost shows up, meaning that it is using an SSL certificate. If we click on it, sure enough, there we go. PHP WebHost is now using SSL. Similar to the redirect to naked or www versions of the domain, you've got a redirect to HTTPS or no redirect. If I have no redirect set, then it means that if I navigate to the site without HTTPS, that'll work. If I navigate to the site with HTTPS, that'll work too. But the non-HTTPS version will not redirect to HTTPS. I can change that here to always force SSL redirection. Now, if I go back and refresh my non-HTTPS version of the page, it'll redirect. You might think that it's a strange option to have, because surely once I've installed SSL, I should always redirect to that SSL. The problem is that certain Internet of Thing devices don't manage SSL very well. And even if they do, if they've been coded to use the non-HTTPS version of the domain, they may not do the redirect properly, which is why we give you the option. The other options are subdomains and park domains. Let's go back to our domain list, and then let's click on subdomains for PHP web host. Click on a new subdomain, and let's say we wanted a subdomain called bugs. This is where you might have a bug tracker. We've now got bugs.php.webhost.co.za. In this particular case it wouldn't work because we haven't set our DNS up, but that needs to be set up separately. A parked domain is a domain which parks on top of the original domain. In other words, if I had a variation of my domain name, I could park it onto this domain. Let's see how this works. If we go back to the demo page on webcp.io, we'll grab another one of the domains that are available to us, stormsriverfarm.co.za. I'm going to park stormsriverfarm.co.za on PHP web host. So I click on Add New Park Domain. The existing domain I want to park on is PHP web host, and the parked domain is Storms River Farm. So let's add that. Now, as with domain redirects and HTTPS redirects, you'll see that you can also redirect here. The options here are no redirect or redirect to parent. I'm going to show you what those mean. If I click on Storms River Farm, it redirects to the parent domain because that's what it's been told to do.